Hello, viewers. In our study today, we'll reflect on A Silent Song and Other Stories. And in that collection, we're going to look at Meja Mwangi's incident in the park. So I'll give a question and sample answers. The question is, the lack of strategy and poverty make people suffer. Basing your argument on Meja Mwangi's incident in the park, right and easy to justify this assertion. The introduction would be, in life, knowing what to do is as important as laying proper plans of achieving the desired goals. If either is divorced from the other, misery and disappointment are the results. Point number one. The first and the second ice cream man failed to sell any ice cream. When it reaches 1 p.m., a flood of hungry office workers gushed out of the ministerial offices as in a ferocious ravenous torrent swept down the hill into the park past the first ice cream man. Even though the second ice cream man blocked the way to the highway, they swirled around him and moved on. For 2 consecutive days, not one bar of ice cream was bought. Even though this ice cream man was determined to make a sale, his strategies failed miserably. Some rushed to the meat roasting places down River Road. Others joined the queues at the numerous fish joints where they dutifully swallowed soggy fried chips with watered down ketchup. Even when the park is almost empty, the ice cream man's bell still rings lonely and unwelcome, like the bell of a leper's warning. The men paddling in the lake and the ones who sat on the cement bank ignore the ice cream man's cries. The idler sitting on the bank tells the other man who joins him that the ice man, whose bell cuts sharply into their hearing, was crazy. He suffers because he fails to notice that those who are hungry do not want to eat ice cream, but they want fish and chips. He further reveals that the man hammers the bell and no one wants to buy his ice cream and should go where the children are. His suffering then, therefore, is brought by the lack of knowledge and strategy of how to obtain, capture, and feed the customers for a generous pay. The second point. The city hall clock reminds the park loungers how many hours they had wasted lying idle and pleading with them to go and be useful. However, most of the pleas went unheeded. Every now and then a misplaced person rose with a start, squinted up at the clocks, accusing fingers, and brushed grass and dust from his bottom, slunk defeated across the highway into the city maze. Others shook their heads defiantly at the insistent clock, cast them loudly, and facing the other way, went back to sleep. These were the insolent few. If they had anywhere to go at all, they certainly did not want to go there. Secondly, as the office workers throng the fish and chips joints to enjoy their sumptuous meals, the park loungers watch on their usual idle curiosity. This is because they are poor and lack the strategy of utilizing their own time to get the money that would enable them feed at the fish and chips joints. Therefore, they suffer because they lack the strategy of obtaining money and later on utilizing it to satisfy their needs. Now, I wanted to try and use these 2 points to get the third and the fourth point. The third point is about the orange seller. You remember how he pleads with the officers and how they finally run after him and is lynched? Can you look at what lack of strategy he has? What leads to his death? And why is he poor? You can also reflect on how the magistrate has met him before and will not forgive him if he's taken before the magistrate, as he says to the police officers. And lastly, also look at the point where the citizens decide to lynch this man, claiming he's a thief, yet it is known to us that he isn't a thief. What strategy do they lack? And why is poverty the main cause of the death of the orange seller? In conclusion, the lack of plans and lack of money make people live horrible lives. It is when these two are sorted that life can be on an even keel. That is how these literature questions can be answered in KCSE questions. Thank you for listening, and you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your time. God bless you.